Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. I have been making a pinafore out of boucle and I wanted to share it with you, so stay tuned. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to say that this video is partly sponsored by Ana Luisa jewellery. I'm actually wearing a couple of the items that they sent me, these gorgeous disc earrings, which I absolutely love. And I also have, it's very delicate and tiny, but I absolutely love the fact that it's delicate and tiny, a letter J, my initial necklace. They have all sorts on that site, silver and gold jewellery, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, rings. I was spoilt for choice when they asked me if I would like to choose some of their products. They do have online sales running as well, so you definitely need to go out and check the website. They have an amazing choice, and I just think at this time of year as well, brilliant gift giving ideas. And the prices are really competitive. So if you're looking for something to give, something a little bit special, something a little bit personalised, like maybe somebody's initial on a necklace, and you can also get them on a bracelet, I think that would be a really nice gift. So yeah, so that's what I'm wearing, and thank you so much Ana Luisa Jewellery for sponsoring me today. And yeah, I'll pop the link for their website and all the details in the box below. Please feel free to go over there and have a little browse. You will be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, so I have been making a pinafore out of boucle. Now, you think, no, surely you can't make a pinafore or any dress or anything like that out of boucle. It's more for jackets and coats. Well, yeah, you would think that, but when I got this boucle, I got it for my fabric of the month. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you will know all about it. The fabric of the month for November was boucle. So I wanted to make something with it that was a little bit different. I didn't want to make a coat, I didn't want to make a jacket. I just had in my head, as I do, to make another fleur pinafore. That's the pinafore that I did, the plaid, green plaid one. I'm calling it the fleur pinafore, and that's going to be a sewing pattern in the new year. And I just wanted to experiment with different fabrics, because obviously if I'm going to be doing a pattern, I have to test it out with different fabric compositions. And I thought I'll try something that's a little bit on the heavyweight side and see if it works. And it's turned out really well. I had a little bit of a disaster. I didn't have enough fabric to do the tier, the same tier structure as the original one, because I didn't have enough fabric. I must have only ordered 2 meters instead of 2.5. I don't know where I went wrong, but you know me, won't be beaten. So I just made the tier, I just changed the lengths of the tiers just so I could eke out this version. And it's the bottom tier is not really gathered much, but it does the job. And I've got this gorgeous velvet piping in between the layers. So I've just got it off because I'm stood outside and it's absolutely freezing today. But I've got my Mabel shoulder snug on and it goes really well. So obviously I'll show you a little bit of me making it, but this is not a sewing video. It's just really to show you how you can make something out of a fabric which you may have thought was not suitable for like a clothing apparel kind of outfit. yeah, so I'll take off my shoulder snug. Now it's a lovely boucle with, it's got like dusky rose and it's got like charcoal, it's not black, it's like a charcoal grey in it, and I just thought I'm going to add a little bit of zhuzh to it, so I ordered this velvet piping. Now I did also order black velvet piping because I wasn't sure which one to choose, but I just thought if I went for the black it might restrict what I can wear with the Pinafore, so I chose the dusky rose in the end, and I think it goes really well because I can wear any colour really with this because I've got the pink in it. And I just found my raglan top that I made last year in this pink linen, and it goes really well. And yeah, really like it. I really like having the piping. There's a little bit of a different touch to it. And I've lined the bodice again, so the bodice is all lined, and I use some of that Bemberg lining that I had. And obviously the pockets, I used the same lining fabric for the pockets because I didn't want the pockets to be too bulky, because obviously it's bulky enough, but it's not overly bulky. That's the beauty of it. I don't feel as if I'm walking around wearing a coat. I feel like I'm wearing a pinafore, but a super cosy pinafore. And yeah, oh, I just love it. It's turned out really well. I was a little bit dubious when I was making it, thinking, oh, if this is not going to work, it's going to be too heavy, it's going to be too cumbersome, it's going to be too bulky and thick. But no, not at all. Yeah, so I think I only had 2 meters of this, so I managed to eke it out in the 2 meters. So obviously to do the original flare, I'm going to need probably 2.5 meters of that. And that wool fabric might have been a little bit wider than the boucle, so I'm going to have to just see how wide the wool was, compare it to how wide the boucle was, and then I might be able to work out how much I'm probably going to need. But super simple pinafore, as you saw before. I just absolutely love it. You just pop it on over your head. There's no fastenings, nothing. It's low enough neckline. Somebody mentioned it, you know, the neckline should be a bit low so you can wear an open neck blouse. It is quite low. I think it's low enough. And you can, you know, I've got my blouse on underneath. You could also wear turtlenecks. You could wear, you know, high neck blouse. You know, perfect. So I'm pleased I went ahead with it because I didn't have doubts. I just thought, oh, I hope this is going to work. So, well, I suppose that's doubts, I suppose. But as I was making it, I was really enjoying the process. And if I've got an idea in my head, nobody's going to bulldoze me out of doing this idea. If it's something I need to try myself, I have to try it. It would only annoy me if I didn't try it. And at the end of the day, like I've always said, it's only fabric. Yes, yeah, I've bought the fabric and it's obviously an expense. But if it's part of my hobby, if it's part of what I like to do and I can afford it, and that's how I look at it. So to me, yeah, if it didn't work out, it wasn't going to be the end of the world, because if it didn't work out, I would have made it into something, I would have cobbled it into something else. I wouldn't have wasted it. So that's how I look at things. And I always think, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And that's, I think the job's half done. If you think this isn't going to work, then you're like glass half empty type of thing. I always think glass half full. And 9 times out of 10, sheer determination and willpower, I always get the results that I'm looking for. And yeah, I think I've got it with this. It's not perfect, as I say, because I would have liked the bottom tier to be slightly different, but it's another variation. So when I come to do the flare pinafore, I can add variations, so you can mix and match how you want your tiers to be. So this is obviously a good option to show, and also it demonstrates that you can make a pinafore using heavyweight fabric. So there we go. And because it's lined, it just slips on lovely. I haven't lined the skirt because I wear a petticoat, so I don't line anything, don't need to. And I just think it's a waste of lining for something like this when I wear a petticoat, and it does the job and doesn't stick to my tights. And I've got my tights, my boots on, and yeah, I really do love it. I can't stop smiling. Went down and showed my mum, and mum straight away said, oh, that's fabulous, that looks so cosy. And it really, really is. And yeah, let me know what you think. And have you ever thought of doing anything with boucle before? Have you ever thought of making something to wear like a garment in boucle? If you haven't, well, I suggest you try it because it's probably going to work. And it might have been slightly different, might have been slightly too thick for something adding sleeves in, or probably produce a more structured garment if you're going to put sleeves in. You know, if you're going to put puff sleeves in, it would probably look quite nice actually, because it would be proper structured and have a little bit more body to it. And you know, if you wanted something that holds its shape, then this is probably a really good fabric to try. And yeah, maybe cute little puff sleeves with a little piping on the cuff might have looked quite nice, but as I said, I didn't have enough anyway, and I was quite happy making this. And it's quite a quick, well, I say quick make, 3-4 hour make if you take your time. And obviously I was adding the piping, so the piping, obviously I had to make sure I got my piping foot on, and got the piping in place first, and then attached the tiers. A little bit fiddly because obviously it was a little bit more bulkier, and I had to take my time sewing around all the gathers and make sure my gathers were evenly spaced out. So it's not overly gathered, and I think it's just enough, and I just love the structure and how it looks and how it drapes, and yeah, so just proves that you can use really majority of fabrics. Try it, you know, that's what I always say, try it and experiment and see where it takes you, and you might be pleasantly surprised. So let me know what you think. Have you tried making anything with boucle that isn't a coat or a jacket? If you did, what did you make and how did it turn out? Yeah, so the fabric is, I bought it from Felicity Fabrics, and I'm not sure whether they still have it for sale, but obviously I'll pop the link for Felicity Fabrics in the box below, and if I can find something similar I will also pop the link for that too. Well, here is my fleur, boucle and velvet piping pinafore dress. I may have to go around and swaft around the house today in this because I've got nowhere else to go and I'm all dressed up. But yeah, so that's today's video. It's a little bit ad hoc today because I've been looking after John. He hasn't been too well lately, so we've had the, you know, he's been in hospital and nurses coming and what have you, so I haven't been able to do the video that I had planned. But because I made this, I thought you would enjoy seeing what I made this week. And also it's going to go with quite a few other of my blouses. I've got my Dixie blouse in that dusky pink, that's going to go really nice, and I've also got that other fabric that I'm going to be doing the Ava blouse in. If you see my fabric haul, you'll see the fabric there. Pop the card for that video up there and you'll be able to see the fabric. So it's going to go, so I've got this blouse that I forgot I had, then I've got my Dixie blouse, and I'm going to have my Ava blouse, so I'm going to have quite a few things I can mix and match with, and I think it'll go with other things as well. And my very trusty Mabel shoulder snug for a little bit of extra warmth if I need it. If you want to get the crochet pattern for this, if you crochet, it's a really simple make. This is slightly different too. This is my original make for the Mabel, so it's slightly different to the actual Mabel. The only difference is there's bobbles on the bottom of the Mabel one. This is my first like working say toile, my faithful one, which I wear all the time. So if you fancy having a go at making it, you can get the crochet pattern for that and have a go yourself. And I'll pop the link for that in the box below too. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed today's little impromptu video. Let me know what you think, and I shall see you on my next video. Until the next time, thanks for watching, and as always, happy sewing.